Over here, my Bible has been sitting this whole time. Have I stepped to it yet? That's all God is asking us to do. God is asking us to open the pages of the Bible. And if you think the Bible is hard to understand, find a version that you do understand. Have it read to you on the Bible app. If you're like, I don't even know where to start, and it's so boring, this is the most non-boring story, non-boring text that ever existed. Everything that ever was, every story, every plot, every Disney thing comes from here and can be found, similar stories, similar ways in here. But yet we'll go to the Disney, we'll go to the YouTubes, we'll go to the Instagrams, the Snaps, the whatever, and we will go and seek that fulfillment that's empty and not go here where we know this is the word of life. This is what brings life change. Good evening. I am Danielle. If we have not met, I'm one of the small group leaders here. I adore you guys. I adore coming every single week to work alongside you, hear all the gossip, all the information, all the stuff. I love it all. But I am here tonight, and we are going to do a few things differently. Okay? I'm going to scoot because those lights are annoying. I want you to try something different. We're going to have a challenge at the beginning, and at the end, we're going to see who can handle the challenge. But first of all, I want 5 different people to give me one word that tells me what you remember Caleb speaking about last week. 5 people give me one word. 5 people give me one word. What did Caleb teach on last week? Go ahead. Okay, here's the other thing. You're not going to talk while I'm talking. We're not going to be disrespectful. Say it again. Commandments. Go ahead. What? Staff. 10? Go ahead. What? Laws, yes. Friends. Anybody else? Any last minute? Rules? God. Yes, we did talk about God last week. Okay, so here's the thing. We talked about the 10 commandments last week, and I think Caleb did a great job because I remember him talking about the power cord with his daughter. Do you remember that? That she put the power cord in her mouth, and he had to go and get it out of there, all of that, that we choose to do things that could hurt us. We're going to continue that this week, and we're going to talk about some things that we tend to do, and I say we because us adults do too. Everything we talk about in here is not just about kids stuff. This is stuff for life. And as middle schoolers, everything you struggle with right now is the exact same thing adults do. It just looks different, okay? Every gossip, every Cheeto being crunched when it shouldn't be, every single text or watch message that you're looking at, everything you do is the same thing that we struggle with as adults. So this is not a space for you to feel like, oh, I'm going to talk down to you or talk about baby things or anything like that. This is like real stuff. And you deserve to have an opportunity to have God hit you just like we have it, okay? So here's the challenge. You ready for the challenge? If you have a smartwatch on your wrist, I want you to raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you have a smartwatch on your wrist, raise your hand. I didn't ask for a conversation. See how things are going to be a little different tonight? I want you to flip that smartwatch so the face is on the bottom of your wrist. Do that now. If you have a phone, I want you to raise it up, please. Even if it's in your pocket, bring it back out. I want you to raise that up. I want it turned off. Show me it's turned off. Put it away. I have 15 minutes. That's all I'm asking tonight, okay? 15 minutes. There is nothing so urgent that in 15 minutes that you need to look at your text messages or your messages on your wrist. Me too, okay? I'll have my phone on Do Not Disturb. All right? So tonight, we are moving on in the lesson of, you remember Moses was up on the mountain? You remember that? Moses is up on the mountain. Israelites are down below. Moses is getting all these rules and the 10 commandments and all this from God. And meanwhile, all these Israelites are like down at the bottom of the hill. okay? They're at the bottom of the hill, and what they are doing is they're griping. They're complaining. Well, God didn't answer us yet. Moses isn't back, all of that. I'm going to open up, and I'm going to start reading in Exodus 32, verse 1. You guys ready? You going to follow with me? When the people saw how long it was taking Moses to come back down the mountain, they gathered around Aaron. How long it was taking for Moses to get done. How many of you are impatient like I am? Raise your hand. No voices, no words. Yeah, we're impatient. Israelites are the same way. Come on, they said, make us some gods who can lead us. We don't know what happened to this fellow Moses who brought us here from the land of Egypt. So Aaron said, take the gold rings from your ears, like earrings, right? Like gold earrings. Take your earrings from the ears of your wives and sons and daughters and bring them to me. I don't know, that's kind of creepy. Someone's going to come asking for my gold earrings. It's kind of creepy, right? I feel like that's red flag number 1. All the people took the gold rings from their ears and brought them to Aaron. Then Aaron took the gold, melted it down, and molded it into the shape of a calf. When the people saw it, they exclaimed, "Oh, Israel, these are the gods who brought you out of Egypt, or out of the land of Egypt." Aaron saw how excited the people were, so he built an altar in front of the calf. Then he announced, "Tomorrow will be the festival of the Lord." The people got up early the next morning to sacrifice burnt offerings and peace offerings. After this, they celebrated with feasting and drinking, and they indulged in pagan revelry. Impatience leads us to making poor choices, right? What is one decision, thinking in your head, what is one decision that you've made today because you just couldn't wait? Gentlemen, what is one decision? That's one example of impatience, is being disruptive. Another example of impatience can be something creepy like asking people for their earrings and going to go melt them down and making a cow out of it. But that's what we have. And I have some things up here. I'm just going to kind of give you a quick, can you guys see that? Roblox. Popular. I want you to think about that. We're going to go into that a little bit deeper in a minute. But these people they got distracted in their waiting. So they chose to make decisions on their own. They chose to not listen. They chose to be disruptive and say, well, I want it my way and I want it now. It's not Burger King. Life is not Burger King. We're not going to get what we want right when we want it all the time because our God knows our tomorrows. Our God tells us that he knows every single hair on our heads. He knit us in our mother's womb. There is no reason to think that he doesn't understand our every need, our every want, our every desire. There's no reason. But yet we get in that place of impatience, waiting, thinking about boys, thinking about girls, thinking about the ball game, thinking about all of the other things. Who's getting on Minecraft, Fortnite, COD tonight? We're thinking about those things. I'm sure y'all are. It's fine. But we're thinking about those things, and we're not thinking about God. So then, because God knows us, right? Like God knows everything that's going on. God's up there talking on the mountain to Moses, and he's like, quick, get down that mountain. Your people whom you brought from the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. Can someone raise their hand and tell me what the word corrupted means? Lena? Taken over? Mentally ill? Okay. I can't hear you. Not following God? What did he say? Okay, corrupted is not following God. Go ahead. Destruction. So your people whom you've brought from the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. How quickly they have turned away from what I commanded them, the way I've commanded them to live. Remember, God took them out of slavery. I'm sorry, I've not been around that, but slavery sounds like being owned by someone, having to work and do everything that someone else says, being controlled in every way by someone else. That's not freedom. And God gave them freedom. And yet they're sitting down there complaining. Sitting down there saying, oh my gosh, I didn't get this in time when I wanted it. So they have God says to Moses, they have melted down gold and made a calf, and they have bowed down and sacrificed to it. They are saying, these are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Gods, not our God, gods with a small g. Then the Lord said, I have seen how stubborn and rebellious these people are. Now leave me alone so my fierce anger can blaze against them, and I will destroy them. Then I will make you, Moses, into a great nation. Doesn't that sound like something with Noah? Do you remember that? Doesn't that sound like God was upset with his people, and then he sends Noah to make the ark, and he's like, we're going to get rid of everybody. Okay? But Moses tried to pacify the Lord, his God. O Lord, he said, why are you so angry with your own people whom you brought from the land of Egypt with such great power and such a strong hand? Why let the Egyptians say, their God rescued them with evil intention of slaughtering them in the mountains and wiping them from the face of the earth? Turn away from your fierce anger. Change your mind about this terrible disaster you have threatened against my people, or against your people. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You bound yourself with an oath to them, saying, I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the heavens, and I will give them all this land that I have promised your descendants, and they will possess it forever. So the Lord changed his mind about the terrible disaster he had threatened to bring upon his people. So our God is a just God. He sees everything you're doing. He sees everything, or knows everything you're thinking. And yet he still has grace and mercy and wants to save us. Because someone, Moses, stepped in and said, hey, God, let's save these people. So what we're really talking about here is that we were made to worship God alone. We were made to worship God alone. There's an emptiness. So I know some of you don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to say anything. Some of you may go to bed at night and feel this empty pit in your stomach. What am I here for? I've tried to fit in with all the right girls. I've tried to get on all the sports teams. I've tried to make the band, the team, like all the things. And you have this pit that's empty inside you. That is the pit that God wants of you. Because you're probably being distracted by, I'm going to start here. I'm a seventh grade girls leader. And this is something that we tend to talk about. This doesn't go away when you're an adult. Popularity. Being popular, I'm not meaning that everybody just knows you, okay? That's not what I mean by popularity. What I mean is that you're wanting to be seen. You're wanting to be recognized. You're wanting to be known and have good friends and laugh and have a good time. That's what you're looking for, but instead, you're trying to get it with having a robust Fortnite locker, counting how many skins you got versus someone else. You got the legendary this, and you've got all of that. Girls, maybe you need a Stanley or whatever that Taylor Swift drink bottle is. Maybe that's what makes you cute and cool. Maybe you're trying to become friends with those kids. Maybe you're trying to become friends with the kids that are getting all the attention. And maybe those friends are actually leading you astray. Maybe they're not followers of Jesus. Maybe they don't have your best heart in mind. Maybe they don't even know Jesus. And how do we know people know Jesus? By their fruit. And all that means is how you behave, things you say, things you do, choices you make. If you're a follower of Jesus, your choices should, the way you talk, the friend circles, the way you treat others, should shine more. I wrote down COD, Call of Duty, if you don't know. Having all of the whatever levels, the trophies, all the things, the clothes. I was fortunate that I had parents that would take me shopping, and I had all the cool clothes. I don't anymore. I had all the cool clothes. I had all the name brands. I had everything. Everything I wanted, I got. I had to wait for the weekend, but I knew I'd get it. What was I trying to prove? What was I actually looking for? Popularity. That's exactly it. I was looking to fit in, even though I was a star athlete in my school, even though I was on the high A honor roll, even though I was one of the popular kids. That's not saying much. There was only like 96 of us in our class. But I was. And yet I was still striving and seeking more. And I wrote down shoes. How many of you have Pandas by raised hands? How many of you have Jordans by raised hands? How many of you feel, you don't have to raise your hands for this one, but how many of you feel a certain way because you don't have those? It's a thing. We're trying to fit in. And when God said to us, when Aaron was saying that he saw that all those people were cheering and so happy that he did this, he went ahead and continued building this altar so that people could worship the lowercase g God, the God of Baal. He was looking for popularity. Popularity is what he was worshiping. That was his golden calf. Then I wrote this, Roblox, because I know a lot of y'all play this. Raise your hand if you play this. I don't want any words. How many of you play this? I didn't ask for words. I only know is it the lawnmower game? The lawnmower game song? Like that song is a little catchy, guys. But if we're spending, put your hands down. If we are spending our time, and I'm saying this for adults too, because clearly I know what Roblox is. Clearly I know what every single thing on this page is, or on this poster is. If we are spending all of our time, or most of our time, losing ourselves into text messages, into Fortnite, getting your weekly, your whatever season, what are they called, challenges done. Yeah, victory royales. Who said that? Your victory royale crowns. If we're scrolling YouTube shorts, Minecraft incessantly, social media, if any of you have it, playing Block Blast. I'm going to blame all y'all for teaching me about Block Blast, because that is a thing, isn't it? So here's what I want you to know. All of these things that I put over here, right? Like all of these things, we have to step to them. We have to go and grab our PlayStation or our Xbox controller or our Nintendo Switch. We have to go get it off the charger, if you remember to put it back on the charger. You have to go to the store or open the app to buy the clothes, the shoes. You have to go and beg your mom and dad for V-Bucks, COD points, all the things. You will go to your parents and ask for these things incessantly, won't you? When's the last time you asked God like you do your parents for those V-Bucks, COD points, Robux, Blux, whatever they're called? When is the last time you have asked God, begged and pleaded with him as fervently as you do for that instant gratification for whatever that is on that game, the Stanley, the whatever the Taylor Swift cup is, the shoes, whatever it is. I don't know about you, but it's convicting. Sometimes we don't realize that what we're asking for is actually for God to fulfill that desire. Every single time you buy something, it's a transaction, and then all of a sudden that hit of excitement is gone. Because then you have to go and prove yourself again with another purchase or another thing, and you willingly choose to step to these actions. When I say step to, I literally mean I'm standing here, Mom, I want the V-Bucks. Mom, I need the cup. Mom, I need this. Or I'm going to step to and go pick this up. I'm going to take the action to do that. Over here, my Bible has been sitting this whole time. Have I stepped to it yet? That's all God is asking us to do. God is asking us to open the pages of the Bible. And if you think the Bible is hard to understand, find a version that you do understand. Have it read to you on the Bible app. If you're like, I don't even know where to start, and it's so boring, this is the most non-boring story, non-boring text that ever existed. Everything that ever was, every story, every plot, every Disney thing comes from here and can be found, similar stories, similar ways in here. But yet we'll go to the Disney, we'll go to the YouTubes, we'll go to the Instagrams, the Snaps, the whatever, and we will go and seek that fulfillment that's empty and not go here where we know this is the word of life. This is what brings life change. Some of you may need to make that decision today that, hey, I need to have a relationship with God. Some of you may not even know what that actually means yet. You have small group leaders that can support you and walk you through that. Maybe you're someone that's been coming here for a while and you have a decision to make or a recommitment to make. Am I going to follow the emptiness of this and basically create my own golden calf because I want to be popular and I want to be cool and I don't want to do anything that rocks the boat? Or am I going to go where my future is secure? My todays are secure. It's not just forever. It's not just about our forevers. We think because we're so young that this doesn't matter. I'm not going to die yet. We don't know what tomorrow can bring, but God is present right now. He cares about your right now. And all he wants you to do is put your hands down here and step over here and he will meet us. Just like when he was on the mountain telling Moses, hey, this is what the people are doing. He sends Moses back down with grace to save them from themselves in the present. So what I'm going to ask you, raise your hand if you have a watch on again. No noise, no sounds. Of the people that have the watch on, how many of you looked at your watch while I was talking? Excellent work, guys. Of your phones, how many of you looked at your phones while I was talking? Be honest. Yeah, a couple. Got some adults over here doing it. See what they're being an example for me. You guys did a fantastic job tonight. I'm not done talking, so you're not going to be disrespectful. But here's what you need to do and need to remember. Here's what we're going to remember. We were made to worship God alone. This before everything. This before all. Because when we worship God, the fruit is that we're kind. We're gentle. I'm not a gentle person, but God makes me gentle. We have mercy. We have forgiveness. We have all the fruits of the Spirit because of him. We don't fight with our friends. We don't fight with our siblings. We talk. We're patient. Goodness comes out of us. So, what I want you to know tonight, just because you are in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, doesn't mean that your problems are any less than an adult's. They matter as much. I want to prove to you tonight also, you can be quiet and you can be respectful, because that's who you are. You know how to do this. And it's very clear that you are able to do this as well. I want 5 more people to raise their hand and tell me one thing that they got from this message tonight. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Focus on God, not the extra stuff. Here. Yep. Walk in God's hands. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, Aaron. Yep. God is the only thing that can satisfy you. Here in the middle in the red. Yeah, very true, Abigail. God matters more. Okay, hands down for just a minute. Now I want to know from 5 other people, how can we put this into play? What does this look like in your life as soon as you leave this room, as soon as you leave tonight? What does this look like for you? Go ahead. Ooh, pray more than 3 times a day? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I love that. Liza? Ooh, that's a good one. Did you guys hear that? Set a time limit? Uh-huh. Go ahead. You're not raising your hand. You're just tired. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, so something I just want to bring this up real quick. I'm not saying video games are bad. I enjoy them. I love them. I especially love Call of Duty, Fortnite, that kind of stuff. That's my kind of thing, okay? Something he just said was, he's like, I could have gone to my bedroom and got my Bible instead of driving 5 miles to go get the game. You know what's awesome? He could do both. You have a Bible on your phone. You can ask your parents, bring the Bible with you. I know you're not driving. You can do both. We don't live in the both and, but we live with God first. And then as long as this isn't distracting you, it comes in behind. Does that make sense? Because if God has fulfilled us, we don't have to worry about our popularity. We don't have to worry about being liked, known, seen, loved. And we don't have to worry about begging for instant gratification. Let's go ahead and pray. Father God, I just thank you so much for these middle schoolers. I thank you so much for their hearts to listen, their hearts to learn, and their hearts to apply what you have put in their hearts tonight and what you have spoken and brought forth. God, thank you for Moses. Thank you for the example of the golden calf, that we have golden calves in our lives. I pray that these kids would be able to see what their golden calf is and start to rectify that with you and fix that with you, that they would be the remnant rising. It's in your name we pray. Amen.